Hello and welcome back to the Fox Train Performance YouTube channel. I am Taylor Fox and today we're at Power Build Warrington for an overhead press session. So this was one I was actually able to get to the gym by 5 a.m. doing these early sessions, which I think has been pretty cool. And I'm not necessarily like committing to do it every day of the week that I train, or like I need to go on no sleep if I get to bed late because I've kind of been working a crazy schedule. But if I wake up and I'm awake, let's go, let's do it, and it's pretty cool to like get there early and like grind through this. So this is kind of a dynamic effort overhead press day, and really trying to experiment with some different types of cleans. And I'm kind of come to the conclusion that the best thing is just pull high to my belly, or if I can switch hands in midair, that's really the best for me, and just go from there. Like, I know I'd watched this whole video with Taylor Droll about bringing it up to the hips and then kind of from the hips popping it up to the belly and then going from there, but I just don't think I really get power from there. It feels okay when it's like 135 or 154, but once it's any kind of weight on here, it's going to be inefficient. So, but just trying to really practice like the repeated cleans, because I do get quite fatigued with repeated cleans. So I cleaned every rep today, and I did an 8x3, and so I'll do this triple, and then I'm going to move on to another triple. And then the way I do the giant sets for dynamic effort is that I'll break up the accessories per like two sets of dynamic effort sets. So I'll do two triples, and then I'll move on to a set of my accessories, and then I'll come back. So I'm only really doing 4 sets of accessories, but that's really what I need to do. Check that split jerk, bro. Like, I don't need 8 sets of barbell rows or 8 sets of abdominals or jumps. So I just try to break it up like that to stay focused on the main movement, but also get the giant set effect. So my one accessory for today is double overhand barbell rows with the same axle. I'm clean and pressing. And the other one I'm going to do is line jumps, lateral line jumps, but I didn't film that for this cluster, so you're going to have to go through another couple triples here of axle before we get to that. But overall, it's not really pushing the ego here with the weight, but I'm just like really trying to go one rep after another, really hone in that technique and just get better conditioned with this. And hopefully, given that I'm not competing until July, and it's January right now, and I'm just really running through this program, 4 horsemen from Brian Alsruhe, and just finished the first wave and on to the second wave, and I feel pretty good with it. I can really build myself up and actually like show some half decent pressing. Like, I feel like I get on machines and I use dumbbells and certain barbell movements. Like, I feel strong. I feel like I just need to get that work capacity in a better spot and hone in the technique. Like, I definitely had some technical issues with axle clean and press, and I feel like if I can clean that up and not feel like I'm gonna die like half the time doing the movement, I'll be in a good spot, because that's one of the events is going to be a max axle clean. So I've shown other stuff where I've been playing around with the log. I've been playing around with, I'll probably do some dumbbell stuff in the future, but really I need to make sure that I'm like focused and like become more targeted towards the axle as that show draws closer. And given that I'm getting married in May, I don't want to be like, I'm not training axle until then, and then I come back from that, and then it's like, oh, I'm not really in a good spot as far as this movement because I hadn't been working on it. So really trying to lay the foundation now for that, make sure that all the preparation is there to then move into like some some peaking blocks and get a good press up for that show. But I'm definitely excited about that. Like, have that planned out for later this year. And it's nice to just like I'm gonna train, but I know I have the show coming up and I already signed up and everything, so I don't have to go immediately first in every event. Like, I actually will have some people ahead of me on like nationals. So these are my lateral line jumps, which are my other exercise with the barbell rows. And I feel like it's just something like work on like a little bit of explosiveness, agility, but like I don't feel like I need to do anything crazy. I've been doing a lot of burpees, burpee broad jumps, burpee lateral jumps, just straight broad jumps. When I'm recording this, the training day that I did today, I was doing bear crawl, sled drag, which was definitely fun, but you don't have to do that kind of thing every day. Like, some days it can just be like move the body and like really just work on work capacity and in a little bit of a lighter fashion, like jumping jacks. If you jump rope, I mentioned in my last video, I do not jump rope and I look absolutely terrible trying to do it, but that's kind of stuff which is still like, you know, you have that force reaction and you're doing something, but it's not necessarily as taxing as like doing a full turf worth of burpee broad jumps or another, you know, plyometric exercise like that. Depth drops are definitely a good one, like sequence depth drops. But anyway, getting back to the axle, this is the point where I am soaked in sweat and like, okay, am I really doing this? But the mental aspect of like breaking it up into clusters of triples, like a pair of triples, like, yeah, I know I have 2 sets, and then I can do the accessories, and then I can come back and do the next 2 sets. So it's not like you're just like do 8 sets right now and just go. You'll notice I do some of the sets, or some of the reps double overhand. I do really like that. I need to get my grip stronger and being able to like double overhand like really heavy weight from the ground. It's just really not there, and it kind of gives out at some point. But I feel much more efficient with the clean that I do like bringing it to my belly. I like absolutely hate bringing it to my belly. If I could double overhand like over 300 and be able to clean that and then press it would be awesome. There's a guy, Andrew Hurton, I think lives in Texas, and he's been on the scene with like Shaw Classic, OSG, and his axle clean and press double overhand is insane. Like, I wish I had the grip for it, but I just don't, and not everybody does. And that's the beauty of Strongman. You figure out how to do the event with your like skills and specifications, and nobody gets bonus points for one thing over the other. I can take 10 seconds to clean the barbell up to a front rack, and then I get a successful press if he double overhands and cleans it, but we press the same weight, we tie at that weight. It doesn't matter how you do it, split jerk, squat jerk, push press, strict press. In the end, it's the same if it's the same weight. And then I've really liked these, so sorry, I've done some other content on like Z press, and like how Travis Ortmeyer described the Z press, and I did train that for a while off of the jerk blocks. And I just been looking for something that's really like a driver for my strict pressing power, but isn't super goofy and technical. And I'm supposed to do like a strict press from eye level today for this program, but I feel like a lot of standing pressing is kind of taxing on the back. And the main reason I'm using a plyo box is really because I just don't want to pull one of the Man Ray benches over from the dumbbell area to use it for military press. But I feel like not having the back support is good, but then I just lock my feet underneath of the plyo box so I don't fall backwards. And I feel like this is a good one for the pressing, training that I'm looking for. And even the guy at the front desk, like I was sitting there, like setting it up and then starting, and he was like, "Oh, yep, I'm stealing that. I am 100% stealing that." I was like, "Yeah, I just, don't want to have to pull that bench over, but I need some pressing stimulus like this with a barbell." And, I feel like it's where I am particularly weak and need to get more volume like this. Because it's like I train, a lot of the standing movement, a lot of push pressing, but something where you just have to kind of grind, and it's like it's really just your upper body, your shoulders, and your triceps is going to be like really beneficial for me. And then I just moved into some lighter accessories to finish off. So Arnold press, I ended up doing 2 sets of 12 to 15 here. I think I did like 65s, and that was good. That's kind of just what's prescribed by Brian, so I just followed that for today. Don't always follow that, but I like to kind of mix in my own ideas or like what's practical in this gym at times. But it was that into 2 sets of lateral raises. Now, this is supposed to be like one exercise after the other, like 2 rounds, but I just did the 2 sets of each exercise and then moved on to the next exercise. So it's like I did my 2 dumbbell presses, and then I'm going to do my 2 lateral raises and my 2 face pulls. Like, even at 5 a.m., it's like there's still a lot of people here. Like, this is a pretty busy gym. And I don't want to be like, I need like 4 different stations. I understand from watching Brian's channel and like seeing Never State, through video, like it's more of like an open concept, like, and everybody kind of can work together, like, what's available, and nobody's trying to like jump on a functional trainer, and there's like a line building up. So, but here I try to be a little more courteous and make sure stuff's available. Like, I'm not checking up a bench, a machine, a cable stack, as well as like 3 different pairs of dumbbells. And then we just finished off with some neutral grip dumbbell pressing. And for me, I felt this was a very good session. Even though I'm not lifting crazy heavy weight, I was happy to get this in and kind of finished everything very efficiently the way I wanted to. And, it was a good time. But until next time, keep lifting those heavy weights and hold strong.